It's common for people with a poor sense of self, unable to know how they feel, or unable to form intimate relationships with people, and feel like they don't belong anywhere. Many children and adult children in this digital age grow up feeling disconnected from their family and their peers, and often struggle with fitting in. With no healthy mirroring and emotional attunement in early childhood developmental years, many people grow up feeling disconnected from their bodies and unable to process their emotions, or often feel numb. Many parents in the past generation did not experience healthy parenting with their needs met. So in this video, we're going to talk about the signs of poor sense of self, its root causes and impacts, and what we can do about it. Stay tuned. First, why do we need self-identity? Self-identity, or sense of self, also known as the ego, allows us to distinguish ourselves from others. Having a sense of self allows us to make choices in life that align with who we are. It helps us navigate ourselves in relationships, and it helps us establish our values and purpose in life. But if the person has an unhealthy sense of self or unhealthy ego, they may suffer from issues such as losing self in a relationship that includes family, friendship, romantic, or other types of relationships, enmeshment with others, difficulty separating your thoughts and feelings from other people, and poor boundaries, codependency, a form of unhealthy emotional dependency on others where your well-being and happiness are all dependent on a dominant person. Poor boundaries, not knowing how to protect oneself, set limits, and reject other people's requests. Disorganized priorities, difficulties in self-managed time and energy, and being functional in life. Feeling lost, empty, and disconnected. Due to not feeling at home within your body, you're out of touch with reality. All these often lead to suffering from anxiety, low self-esteem, and empathy overload, which makes a person an easy target to be manipulated, scammed, and get taken advantage of. Although you may think codependents typically are the ones who have a weak sense of self, they're opposite of narcissistic partner or family members or friends, also have a poor sense of self, which causes them to need to be above others to feel good about themselves. Having a poor sense of self is a far more severe problem and more common than you think. Many predators, cult groups, and human traffickers often prey on vulnerable people who have a poor sense of self. They will take advantage of the person's vulnerability for false hope and exploit them for their gain. So why are so many people struggling with a poor sense of self? We're not born with a self-concept. Rather, a self-concept is formed through interaction with others. But with a poor sense of self, a person will look at the world and others from that lens. To understand why a person has a poor sense of self goes back to their developmental years. From birth, the child depends on its caregivers to grow in physical development, cognitive development, language development, and social-emotional development. In the early stages of life, the child's sense of safety and security must be met to develop themselves, along with the care and nurture of their caregivers. Unfortunately, due to a lack of knowledge, self-awareness, and limited resources, many parents often do not meet the needs of their children and often adhere to the tradition of their family line or culture. Ignorance or lack preparation for parenthood, and often use other people's opinions to parent their child instead of being attuned to their child's needs at the present moment. Let the child cry it out to not spoil them. Play is frivolous and irresponsible. Children need to be disciplined through punishment. Outdated beliefs such as these often harm the core self of the child, and this is where we often see its negative impact manifest as health problems, addictions, relationship problems, emotional dysregulation, and many other destructive behaviors. This is not to blame the parents who tried their best, but to bring awareness of how important it is to educate, spread awareness, and provide assistance for parents. Now what? Now that we already surpassed the childhood development stage, what can we do about our poor sense of self? As an adult, we often think we are set and cannot change anymore, but that's far from the truth. Even as an adult, our brain can still form new neurons and reorganize itself because it has neuroplasticity qualities. This is where growth and maturity comes in, where you take ownership of yourself and recreate yourself beyond what was given or withheld from you. You can give yourself what you didn't have as a child and allow yourself to grow and flourish despite your past. You may draw an end to your past ego self and uplift to a higher realm of consciousness to be connected with the divine. Perhaps instead of seeing yourself with a poor sense of self, see yourself as a potential instead. You can reprogram your mind, replace your limiting beliefs, and love yourself as if your life depends on it, because it is. Only you can ignite your inner magic, and it comes from self-love and self-respect. As you acknowledge your worth, the universe, divine love, the source, God, or higher self or infinite intelligence, however you wish to address them, will conspire in helping you achieve what you've wished for. We hope you've gained value from this video. Ensure you click like and subscribe to our channel for more. Until next time, trust that you have your unique inner magic that is waiting for you to ignite. Take care and we'll see you in the next video.